Hello everyone, welcome to video number 21. Bone Crusher here. Today we're going to continue our training session. We will have a different approach. We're going to change the way we bet. We use the method and especially the red alerts, and the betting system will be a little bit different. Actually, it's totally different. Iron Cross, it was a very high betting system. It looks like it's covered entirely, but we would like to be a little bit more efficient. So we will change with a different type of betting. I got here a drawing. We're gonna place a bet on all those numbers 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. We're not gonna place on the field, and we're gonna start from the level number 1, and we'll continue with level number 2. So there is no other level. So the level number 2, if we're losing $800. So we will be out. But typically we use level number 1 until the table will conclude into a different direction. And if we're losing, we will go with the level number 2 for one single roll. So one roll will be sufficient to recover the losses. The investment on the first level is $160. So in any circumstances on the level number 2, one single win is going to give us the money back. So we will regress to level number 1, and we'll continue as we go. So it's going to be a little bit more aggressive, not as conservative as we used to play with the Iron Cross and of course the method. And we will see how much we can make in about 30 minutes. So as usual, I recorded 24, this time 22 rolls. Is ended with 7, and we have 2 red alerts. It's 8 with 2 lines, and 10 as a result of 7 here. And we don't have any OD. 6 has tendency to roll pretty often, but didn't make it as an OD. And the rest, we don't have a 4, so that's noticeable. So we'll keep in our mind about the 4, and pretty much the rest of the number has been rolled at least one time. 5 3 times, identical with actually no, 6 has been rolled 4 times. So nothing special. We'll continue as we know the method, the protocol, and then we're gonna place the bet. So when we're placing the bet, we'll mark with the typically when you ask the dealer to place that type of bet, you will say a cross, but for us will be probably probably no C, let's see, or A, whatever, we'll figure it out. So let's get started. If I have time, I'm gonna answer to the subscriber questions. I got a few questions I would love to answer while I'm playing, but if I don't have time, I will apologize. But I will get the answer as soon as possible. Also, when the point it's made it, I'm gonna mark with red, dot like that. So I want to make sure I don't forget, when I'm give explanations and all kind of stuff. One of the suggestion was to explain a little bit better what's the reason I'm placing a bet or what's the reason I'm not placing a bet, and I will try to focus more on those explanations versus make the goal, because I think that person was right. He doesn't care how much money I'm doing now, but he wants to learn the system. So it's better to stay in 30 minutes period. We will disregard how much money we made, and it's better to explain the rules and what's on the bottom of my decision. So 8 has rolled, and is the point, and as you can see, the 8 is a red number with 2 lines. According with the protocol, when we have a red alert, so we have to stay off, or we take the bets down. But if we go to the method, when the method explain in a percentage what will be the risk, we will think about it, and we will take a decision as it go. For instance, if the red number is the point and it's got 2 lines, the method is telling us 85 to 90%. There is a chance 7 will be in the next roll. So from this reason, we will not placing any bets. So 8 is the point. 8 is the red number with 2 lines. Okay. I will suggest you guys who has already the method, look into the red alerts in the great details, and you're gonna find the red numbers in the great details, and during the point cycle and established point, typicals are different. So let's continue. So 8 is a point, 8 is a red number with 2 lines, so the percentage will be 85 to 90%. We're expecting the next roll will be 7. So let's see. So it wasn't, so it's 6. So the 8 is no longer a red number. Okay, let's continue. Well, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 12, 14, 16, 18, so it's not an OD. So we got just 4 here, and there is not as many red alerts. You have to be very, very careful. This is my suggestion. Typically when you record 24 rolls, before the end of the 24 roll, you have to watch a little bit in your notes, and be careful, because anytime any number can become a red alert. So 6 never been followed by 7. I think right now let's try to make a bet, and I'm gonna mark it with a different color, just because I would like to make a difference. And that means we place a bet on the lever number 1. So what that means is $25 for 4, 5, 9, and 10, and $30 for 6 and 8, and we'll see how much we can make. So I will hit the bottom. Okay, so it's 3. So 3 will not change too much, except we have to call the bets off. Remember, anytime a junk number rolls, you have to call the bets off. Unless is an exception to the rule, and each of you on the recording sheet you have the exception. So the 6 or 10 followed by 11, it's safe, but otherwise it's not safe. So in this situation, if I will take the bet off, I will cross like this. Okay? So now we're off. Every time we placing the bet back, I will write it down. So I will try to avoid any confusions. And we got an 8. 8 is the point. So the point has been made it. So we will continue, for establish a new point. So the 8 is again the new point. So we have a 1/8 over here, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and sixth. Okay, I will take 2, 3, 4, 5. So definitely we have an OD. So OD 8 and just rolled. So 8 has rolled 2 times already, and it wasn't followed by 7. So I think it's time to place a bet, unless there is any red alerts, and there is not. But don't forget, you follow the protocol, and the protocol stated it is the last roll I'm talking about. It is a red number. No. It's a long lost number. No. You have 1 or 2 7 in the last 12 rolls. Yes, we have 1. Less than 9 rolls, we don't 7. We have 2, 4, 5. So the table is qualified for a bet. So the bet will be chosen by angle play, OD, recent D, changing OD, long lost returning, or the sister. But because we have this particular betting strategy, so we don't have to worry about it, how we're gonna choose our bets. Is just placing the bet, okay? And we will see what's happened. So right now we have a 6. So we win this bet, and the 6 is give us $35, okay? $35. Okay, 6, it's not a red number, it's not long lost, and has been rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 12, 14. So we have another OD. Oops, I'm gonna write it with blue. OD 6. Since the 6 never been followed by 7, it's time to place a bet. I hope everybody's clear here. So I just explain as best I could why we are placing the bet. Okay, so we win this bet as well, and let's give us another $35. Okay, good. So it's an OD. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. We have to be very careful when we are approaching the 9 rolls. So right now I think it's safe to place another bet, and let's hit. And we got 12. So 12, you know the rule of 12, right? So we have to keep the bets off for 2 rolls, or you can lay the point the method stated. But you know, if I will go to lay the bet, lay the point as an OD, if I go with a long lost, the only lay bet here I see is 4, because you know, definitely 4, since we don't have any records, didn't roll. So we have 12, 24, 26, 28, 30 rolls. Long lost for 4 and 10, it's 30 rolls, so we have a long lost. So I will write it down here. Long lost, it's 4, and I will place that bet. L4, okay? Lay bet on a 4, $400, okay? So let's see what's happened. And we got a 5. So this is the first number after the 12 has rolled. So we keep up the lay bet for another roll, and we'll see what's happened. And we got an 8. 8 is the point. So the point has been made and you know, the lay bet on the 4 didn't win. So in this situation, I can keep the lay bet working even if it's a come out roll, since it's a long lost number. But there is a risk if I will not get a 7, you know, on the come out roll, I might take that down because it, you know, anytime a 4 can roll and I can lose $100. I'm expecting a 7. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rolls. So this is a you know, a sharpshooter. I will name it, but you know, you never know. And we got a 6. Okay, lay bet, it's still working. I said I'm gonna take it down, and let's see what the table is. It's indicated. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. None of those numbers are a red number, so not even 5, 8, or 6. The only red number we have is 10. So we have to be very careful here. Since we don't have any red alerts, 7 can show up at any time and can make one of those box number a red number. So I will probably take this down because I'm afraid for it might roll at any time, and you know, from this point I'm not gonna place any bet. So as soon as we reach 9 rolls, I will stay off. Some people, they ask me, hey, you know, Bone Crusher, what if you know, we facing a sharpshooter? Well, it's hard to estimate it or qualify a shooter as a sharpshooter just because you know, he was rolling, you know, 10 rolls. I'm talking about 12, 11, even 11 rolls. No, this is not a sharpshooter. The sharpshooter, you know, should pass, you know, the average, which is more than you know, 3 times the probability of 7. So mathematically speaking, a 7 will roll at any every time after 6 roll. So if you know, that shooter will reach 18 rolls, that might be qualified as a sharpshooter. But you know, until then, there is no sharpshooter. 6 never been roll. Proceed after you know, proceed by 7. But you know, as I said, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13 rolls since this shooter take the dice. So I will stay off. Okay, so why I'm staying off is because he passed 9 rolls, we don't 7, and the protocol stated that way. So we will stay off. So we got an 8. Now, if you watch closely, we have an 8, we have a 6, and we have an 8. So this is one for me, one for you. Typically, the method will advise to place a bet for, of course, you know, the numbers. If you didn't win this session or the you know, during this roll, and 6 is the point established, 8 is the next one. So might be a reliable bet, and I'm gonna place 6 and 8 for $30. Okay, so not much, and I hit the 8. Okay, so that will give us $35. And of course the bet is off, and I will take this off as well. So I will stay off because right now is the 13th roll, and typically, you know, when okay, so we got a 7. Typically when you reach 14 rolls, the method is telling us do not place any bet in any circumstances. Well, if you play aggressively, you might want to do that, you know, if the table is qualified somehow. But right now we've been smart in not placing the bet. 8 become a red number, and 6 is no longer the point. So let's go ahead. So we don't want to lose as much time. So 3, corrupt 3, and we have 4 as established point, which is a long lost number. So what's the definition of the long lost number? When a box number didn't roll within his probability, and 4 is 30 rolls, it's qualified as a long lost number. When he's rolled first time, it's suggested to stay off for one roll or lay it, you know, because we're expecting to be 7 on next roll. So now I'm thinking to place a lay bet on the point, lay bet on the 4 for $100, and we will see what's happened. And we got the 6, hard 6. If you look into the history, hard 6 has been rolled 2 times already, 3 times. So it's very interesting, you know, because, you know, it's look like, you know, the 6, hard 6 has tendency to roll more often. OD is still 8 and 6. Now the 4 is long lost returning, so I'm gonna raise it here, and this is reliable bet. So do not make the mistake and keep the lay bet on, especially when it's the point and next roll has roll box number, not the 7 as we expecting. So I'm gonna take the lay bet 4 off, down, not off, down. Okay, let's keep going. And 6 again. 6, if you follow, never been followed by 7. So let's place a bet now. Okay, let's place a bet since it's safe. We got a 7 4 rolls ago, and if you go by the protocol, you know, it should be fine. But don't do as I'm doing now, is just because, you know, I'm trying to save time. You follow the protocol all the time. Do not do any exceptions. So the rule is the rule, okay? So we got the 9. Alright, so we win this bet. And the 9 is $35. So we win another $35. And of course, every time a bet has been hit, all the bets are off automatically. Or let's consider it down. If I would like to place it again, I would write it down again. So 9. So 9, the last time when 9 has been rolled was over here, right? So let's check that out. Yes, we have 12, 24, 26. 9, it's considering, you know, long lost when it's not rolling within 22 rolls. So we have a long lost number, and it's 9, okay? So we need to be very careful with this number, and typically when it's a long lost number, it's rolling, the best bet is lay that number. Lay that number. The second rule is lay the point, but I don't want to lay the point. I'm just laying the 9 for $90. So if we win that bet, we'll make $60. Okay, so the lay bet is higher than normal because it's paid differently. So let's hit and see what's happened. And we got a 10. Now 10 is a red number, but the opportunity, has been lost. 9 now is become a long lost returning, no longer long lost, and is a reliable bet. So from this reason, I'm taken down, and we'll continue. So we will not be able to place a bet, but because we will play aggressively, let's revise what is the rule when the red alert is no lines and it's not the point. So we have a chance of 25 or 30%. 7 will be on the next roll. So our risk right now is 25 to 30%. Okay, so let me be very clear. 25, 30%. So this will be a risk taker, okay, because we playing aggressively. Okay, so we gotta place the bet. We're gonna place the bet as long as it's not over than 50%. I think we should be taking that risk. And you see what's happened, guys? So we took the risk, but we've been hit. Okay, so 4 is no longer the point. We lost the bet, and we lost 160 inches. I'm sorry, not inches, $160. Okay, and now the red 10, it's confirmed. Okay, it's confirmed. All right, let's keep going. So the next number is 5. The next point is 5. Okay, so I will put the red here, and 5 has been rolled. This is 12. This is a 13. So it's not a long lost number. Also, every time has been rolled. 1 here, 2nd here, 3rd here, 4th here. This is the 5th time, never been followed by 7. So in this situation, I think is safe to place a bet. But this time, we're gonna place on the 2nd level, which will be 125 for 4 and 5, 9 and 10, and $150 for 6 and 8. And if we win this bet, so we'll make $175 exception if we hit 4 and 10. So I will cancel the 160 because I don't want to make confusions. And we hit the 4, which is great because 4 is going to give us $250. So we have 160 on the red, we cancel that, and we have $90 in winnings. And now 4 is a long lost returning, so is a reliable bet. I will keep going, but this time we are regressing to the level number 1. So every time when we're placing a bet on the level number 2, it's gonna be for one single row, no exceptions, okay? And we got the 10. So we win this bet again, and 10 on the level number 1 is give us $50, okay, which is great. Hopefully, just 4 and 10 will roll, to make more money for the investment. I'm just kidding. 10 is a red number confirmed. So this, when it's confirmed, is double the percentage. So if the red number, is typically no lines, we have 25-30%, but now it's 60%, between 50 and 60%. Okay, so in this situation, I can lay a bet, and I can probably lay the 10, because it's the number which I'm expecting, to be followed by 7, and we'll make a lay bet for $100, and we'll see what's happening. Okay, 7. So the 10 is triple confirmed, okay, and we win this lay bet for $100. We made $50, okay? Disregard the VIG, okay? So $100 should be $5. Well, if you want to be correct, so we can do 45. Okay, so we paid the VIG. So 7 is triple confirmed, and now we revise the information. 8 has not been rolled for 12 rolls, so it's no longer OD. Okay, 6, it's still, because has been rolled over here, and it's still got a chance to roll up to here to keep the status. So right now we hit for another point, and we got 12. Okay, well, the 12 and come out roll do not change anything. What the method is telling me, if the next roll, the point has been established, we have to wait for another roll until we placing a bet. Typically, the come on roll, I would not lay the point because it's a balance 50-50. It's not a reliable bet, but if he's rolling during the the roll, that's a different story. So we got the 6 hard, and that's the point right now. Okay, I don't know how much time we have left. We have just few seconds before 30 minutes, and hopefully, you know, we get a little bit more rolls here. 6 never been followed by 7. I'm gonna add just 10 minutes to make sure we'll complete, you know, with more rolls this session. So 6 never been followed by 7, and if you follow the protocol, you will see 2 7 in the last 12. So I think it's time, you know, to place a bet. Okay, so let me. Okay, that's fine, and let's hit this. I'm hoping, you know, to get a few more rolls, and so I can explain if any other type of situation will show up. So we just made another $50. Okay, 4 never been followed by 7, and it's not a red alert, and it's nothing, so I placed that bet, and we got a 3. Crap, 3. Okay, now automatically we take the bets off. Okay, so let's check the, you know, the recording sheet. 4 followed by 2, craps 2 or craps 3, it's safe. Okay, well, last time, you know, it wasn't, but, you know, a few video back, it been hit by 7, but as long as, you know, the method is telling me that, so I never be in doubt. Okay, and we got the 5. Okay, so we made another $35. Okay, so it's look like we're doing very good, and 5, it's not a red number, it's not a long lost number, and never been followed by 7. I think it's time to place a bet. And let's hit. And we got a 12. Okay, I'm gonna take this bet off or down, whatever, and we follow the rule of 12. Since 6, it was and it is an OD, we can place a bet, a lay bet if you like, on the long lost number, which we don't have such a number. I'm just checking really quick, so all the number has been rolled relatively within 24 rolls, so we don't have that, and we cannot lay the point, so we can go with a second week number. Alright, so let's count. 12, that's not a number. 7, of course, it's not a number. 10 is the first, 4 is the second. So let's lay 4 for $100. Okay, $100, and we got a 7. Or it's look like we are happy. So we are happy since we win this bet as well, and we make another 45 minutes. Okay, so 6 is no longer the point, and now the 5 is become a red number. Alright, well, it's pretty interesting situation. If you look to the 8, he's got 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, so can be considered a long lost number. So I'm gonna write it down here, long lost 8. Just notice. Anytime there is a pause into the game, revise your recording sheet. you never know when something coming up by revising this. And this is a very important detail. So if you're not revising and you can miss this, if it's going to be 8 next roll, everybody will have a tendency to place a bet, except if you watch very careful over here. Is going to tell you, hey, the 8 didn't roll very often and didn't roll since last time was preceded by 7. So you can look at for it and you can find that information, what's happened. So we got back-to-back 7. Okay, so typically 7, back 7, and another 7, it's not very often. It's not very often. So, but can happen. So, I'm thinking, since we are playing aggressively, we will place a bet on a come out roll. And we will see what we're gonna get. And we get a 10. So, 10 is the new point. We win this bet, and 10 is gonna give us $50. And the red is going over here. So the new point is 10. 10 is, okay, let me check. 10 was over here, confirmed 3 times, and never been rolled since then. So this is a reliable bet. I'm thinking, to lay the 10 for $100. Okay, since it's triple confirmed red number, but 4 just rolled. And I'm gonna put a line on the 10 and I will take my bet down because it's lost the opportunity. So 4, since was long lost and return, never been followed by 7. So I think we can place a bet on the next roll. Let's hit. And we got the 6. So we win this bet for $35. And let's move on. 6 is not a red number. Typically, the method will tell me when you have, 2 in the last 12. Actually, if you're considering this roll and you go up and you go 1 to the right, that's the 12. And you will see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in other words, back-to-back 7 is the 2 7s we're looking to be into the 12 rolls. So it's time to place another bet. Okay, so let's hit. And we got 7. All right, we have the 7. We lost this bet, so we lost $160. Okay, well, 6 now is a new red number. And let's hit, because I'm getting close to the end of the time. This is Yo 11. Okay, let's hit again. And we got 5. 5 is the new point. Okay, 5 is a red number with no line, but is the point. So we go back to the red numbers in greater detail. And if we look at there, when the point is a red number with no lines, is 45-50%. chance to roll a 7 on the next roll. So I want to close the session, but I would like to close as a winner. You know, and it's 50%, you know, it's 50-50, you know, it's kind of difficult, you know, to take a decision. I would not risk. Definitely in this situation, I would like to recover my $160 I lost. So, yeah, the time is up. So we just got the crap 3 and we got the 9. Okay, so 9, it's not a red number and it's not long lost number because it has been rolled right here last time. So we got 12, 24, 23, 22. Well, in fact, the 9, no, it's not a long lost number because 5 and 9 should be, should not be rolling 24 rolls. So what that means is the time, you know, for us to place the bet. So 9 is no long lost number. And we got 3, crap 3. We're looking really quick on the 9 and it's not stated anything. There is no exception. I will take that off and wait for a roll. And we got another 9. So it's look like a 9. Oops. I hope it's visible. 9. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So 9 just rolled, and I think it's time to place our bet and hit it. And we got an 8. We got an 8. Guys, this is great because we just made $175. We take the red 160 and I will put $15 here, and I think this is our session. I'm gonna continue because I will stop doing this. I'm not placing any bet. I'm just waiting to see when the 7 will show up. So 989 is one for me, one for you. But we win our bet. So and 9 has been rolled 3 times already. I'm not placing any bets, so I'm done with this session, and the 7 shows up. So guys, this is the end of our session. So let's count really quick. How much money we make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 multiplied 35. So we got $90 plus 50, $140. 45 plus 50, 95. 45 plus 50, another 95, 110. So we made $555, but it was a little bit longer session. 555. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. Keep watching, and remember, we always right, occasionally wrong, but never in doubt. And please email me at bonecrusher@bonecrusher.com. Any questions? If you like to get the method, or if you want to submit a session for revising, I'm looking forward with. Thank you. See you next time.